to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
If I said I'm fine, that'd be a lie. Fuck, you're stuck on my mind. It doesn't get better. You turned off the lights. You left me a letter, but that wasn't fine. Memories like leather, they last a whole life. I'll never get rid of them. Trust me, I tried. You left a hole right inside my ribcage. Chemicals, the only way to escape.
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with
TX2.
Nice. So here you are at Welcome to Rockville. Did it blow your mind, number one, being on stage here at the Daytona International Speedway?
Yes.
Two, the crowd you had that early on the
I
first
know, that
day.
was nuts. Did you see it? Did you see the set?
I saw a little bit, not because I can't really get out of here,
Nuts.
but I have to like try to catch a little bit of every artist that I'm interviewing so I can at least say, hey, you were badass without making it up.
Right. I appreciate that. And, dude, it was nuts. I'm still on a high. Every time I play a show, I get a high. And it's like a post-show high that it elevated because my first ever festival, you know?
Really?
So cool. Yeah.
You're the second interview today, first ever festival.
Crazy, man. There's a whole new generation coming, you know?
No doubt. And was it what you expected? Okay, it's first festival you play ever.
Yeah.
I'm sure you got all these things going in your mind, what you expect it to be.
Right.
Now that you did it, how does what happened compare to what you envisioned in your mind?
Nothing at all what I expected. In my head, I was ready for an empty crowd, and I was ready for it to be like our first time. And then the fact that so many people showed up, I was like, wow, I can't believe, and the people knew the words. And I'm like, you know, it's my first time, so my mind's blown. And it's like a really good sign that what I'm doing is paying off.
There you go.
And, you know, kind of part of sometimes I expect there to be hate or something, like, but not a single bit. It was like, there's a mosh pit. It was fun. It was a good show.
I love it. I love it. Did you jump in the mosh pit?
I couldn't. The stage drop for me. I should have.
The stage is probably taller than you, right?
Yeah, that's my thing. I was thinking about it. Usually when I play shows and I have a mosh pit, I always jump in. That's how I chipped this tooth right here. But the drop, we were talking about it. We were like, if I broke my leg on that drop, it would just ruin everything. So maybe not the move.
I've seen that happen, okay?
Have you seen someone drop off that?
Body Count was playing.
Yeah.
And Vincent Price, the guitarist, fell off the stage and broke his leg and kept playing.
That's it. You have to keep playing. The show never stops.
It was badass. He was on the ground playing.
Right.
Like, that's metal as fuck.
I would agree. Fully, 1,000%.
So when you're up there and you're expecting nobody to be there, and then there's this whole crowd, what's that feeling? Are you already in the zone that it didn't make you nervous, or is it like, holy fuck, I didn't expect this?
It didn't make me nervous because this is all I do. I eat, breathe, sleep in my career, and I've played shows for enough years now that it's not a nerve thing, but it's more of a surprise. It's like, I don't know, I always feel like there's like a sense of power when you're on a stage. But that gives me the chance to be in the moment and focus on everything happening in the crowd, and I got to just enjoy it. So it was like the best. I haven't had a moment this happy in the last 3-4 months. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I love hearing that because and you talk a lot about this, but it's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
Okay. And to me, I just talked about this on my live show yesterday. The impact that music has on your mental health, both artists and the listener, and it's like, to me, the best therapy there is. For you, the artist, it's very cathartic. You get things out that maybe you can't express elsewhere, and almost you feel like there's not going to be judgment because you're just singing a song type of thing.
Right.
And for me, the listener, I can relate to whatever you're saying or whatever else, but it can take me somewhere else that I can avoid all the shit that's in my head.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad. That's the whole goal with music. And the fact that it's doing that is a good sign. You know, that's how you know it's a good song, is when it takes you out of the moment.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think about music today as far as the messages I tend to think that artists like yourself, the messages they put in their music today are even more therapeutic for mental health issues than they were way back when, let's say, where people were just angry or angst or whatever, but like talking about real issues.
Yeah, I think that, well, on the mental health note, all that matters is we are talking about it and that there's no stigma about it. There should just be never a problem about it, and it's good that people can have that healthy conversation. And then in terms of artists and music today, I've spent so much of my life being hated for the type of music I made in my music that I've realized that music is a subjective thing, and I just feel like everyone is making art based on what their truth is in one way or another.
Yeah.
And I find it hard trying to ever judge music as good or bad, because who am I to be the arbiter of what is good and bad? So I always just try to take a song as a message and try to decode it whenever I listen to music.
And that's smart, because even what you said, it's like, what could be good to you may be bad to me, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or maybe it isn't good or bad. Maybe it's just what appeals to somebody. Everybody's different. Like,
Exactly.
You know, I sit there and think about it when people say, oh, that metal makes me like this and that. And I'm like, man, it pumps me up. Like, I'm also a motivational speaker, and I'll blast like stuff like Slayer in the car driving to go do a seminar.
Right, yeah,
You know?
Let's go. Dude, I'm excited. The Slayer reunion and the show you got. Dude,
Are you
Yeah,
kidding
I
me?
know.
I went to their first show ever.
Let's go.
Slayer's like
Man.
one of my favorite ever bands, and like when they announced that,
I know.
I lost
I
my shit.
know.
Because I was already excited that Kerry King was playing with his solo project, but then it was Slayer too.
I know.
I'm like, oh my fucking God, you know?
Yeah.
But listen, they were hated on in the beginning too.
I think any great artist makes music that at least people hate and love at the same time. But if everybody just likes your music, I think that's the kind of mid music.
Right.
Is when everyone likes it generally, right?
Yeah, and you know, that's the music that maybe doesn't have as much meaning, because they're just trying to appeal to everybody instead of being real.
Right.
And going deep.
Right.
You know?
I think as long as someone's being true in one way or another, even if they're like telling fictional stories that are true to them in some way, you know, because some artists do that, I think it's good.
Yeah.
That is, yeah.
So another thing that's cool today in music, and you are an example of that, is there's no real outsiders. I think all the outsiders are inside this community, you know, and like you talk about a lot, and, you know, you're very supportive of the LGBTQ community, which is not always been the case in music, and especially in genres, the heavy genres or what have, which is kind of ridiculous, because who cares what anybody does, what they like, what they don't like. Like, let's just all be a big happy family, and whoever loves who and whoever does whatever, as long as you're not intentionally hurting anybody, man, I would support whoever.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that's all that should matter, right? I don't know why people care about other people's business so much. You know what I'm saying? Just mind your own.
I always say to these people that say so much shit, like, I'll say it to people I know that are friends of mine. I'm from New York and New Jersey originally, so I'll say it straight as it is. And I'm like, it doesn't affect your life in any way, shape, or form. Why do you care?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, probably because I have a theory that most homophobic men are closeted.
I think you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Because why does it matter what someone else does?
I know.
This guy's worried about other people.
Exactly.
Suspicious.
Well, and you're right, though, because I think, isn't that the case that some of the biggest haters that are homophobic, it's because...
It's projection.
Mm-hmm.
It's always, that's what hate always is, right? Mm-hmm. It's a projection of some sort of insecurity you feel for yourself.
100%.
Because otherwise, why don't you just mind your own damn business?
Like, what do I care? Like, I have friends on all sides of the track. I don't have to be exactly like them. I don't have to like the same things. And, you know, like you brought up about homosexual men, like, most of my friends I know, they're like, yeah, we're not going to hit on you. Like, we don't hit on everybody, and if you're not interested, you know,
right.
It's like, I think it's no different than heterosexual. It's like there's women I'm friends with, and there's women, so I'd be like, oh, I want to be with her. But it's not, just because I'm a heterosexual doesn't mean I want every single woman I look at, and I can't be friends with a woman without wanting to get in their pants.
Yeah, I mean, it's so simple. When you say it like that, too, it's like, why is this even you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's like, okay, somebody explained this to me the best, okay? It's kind of like with the non-binary thing, okay? Somebody explained it to me. I'm like, that was so simple, it made so much sense. They said, Dean, it's like if you wanted to be called Dino and people refuse to call you Dino. Like, it's the same thing.
Right, so it's the same exact, why does it matter? Let people just do their thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not your business. Why people want to dictate so many things. Everyone's micromanage who you love, what you identify. Why does it
and
fucking
even your
matter?
family members, like, she's going to be pissed right now, but I don't give a fuck. But, my grandson is non-binary. And we were sitting there during the holidays one time, and my ex-wife says to him, and he actually goes by him now, but he was going by they for a while. I don't care what you say, I'm not calling you they. And I looked at her, I'm like, what do you give a fuck?
Yeah, why does it matter? Why does that affect
like,
you
if it makes our grandchild feel better to call that,
it's really not that hard.
Then, like, it's one thing if you make a mistake and slip up, Yeah. It's another thing if you're intentionally. Why do you intentionally want to hurt somebody by something as simple as
projection
that?
Of some sort, usually.
And no matter what your belief is, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I look at it this way. Like, I look at the younger generations as the older generations forget what it was like to be them.
Well, I think people fear change.
Yeah.
Hatred comes from fear, and fear is always of something changing because people like comfort, and you know what I'm saying? Most people don't live on the road and see new places every day. They spend their same routine over and over again, and something changed, and that's scary to them.
It's so funny you should say that, because I grew up in a time where it was like, oh, don't leave America. It's the only free place. It's the only safe place. It's scary out there. I remember the first time I went to Europe, I was like, what were they talking about? Because I'm not getting that vibe. I feel more free here.
Yeah, propaganda.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think we need more artists like you, that we could take this polarized world we're living in right now and bring everybody back together, and we could just all be one race, the human race, one people. It doesn't matter what you identify as, what your gender is, what your sexual preference is, because it doesn't affect other people's lives. And if it just makes somebody happy, why do you want somebody to be miserable not being who they are?
Yeah, facts.
That's
just
my
mind
thing.
your own business.
Exactly.
If people did that, we'd be at
I love it. Place, I love it. So what else have we not covered that you want to talk about your music and people need to know? I
think that you covered some of the most important things. Just in general, I'm just lucky to be here right now. I'm just happy to have an opportunity like this. Dude, I've never done radio interviews like this. Are you kidding me? That's what I'm thinking in my life. I'm like, this is normal for people. You know what I'm saying? Like, play a show and then do radio interview. I'm happy, man. I'm happy, and we get to talk about important things too, which is cool. I'm really happy right now. I don't think there's anything else to add besides
that is the key right there. Let's tell everybody your socials, how they connect on the web, get your merch, get your music, check out tour dates, all that good stuff.
Sure. If you look up TX2 anywhere, any music service, you'll be able to find us. We're at TX2 Official on any social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc. TX2merch.com is where we have our website. We're on a headliner. We're about to play Sonic Temple, and then So What? And then we're playing the UK.
Where are you playing in the UK?
We're playing the Dome, and then we're playing Download Festival.
I will see you there.
At the Dome?
At Download.
Oh, Download. Yeah, Download. Also, I'll see you again, which is cool.
Yeah.
And then, dude, which is festival. I'm happy and I'm hungry. You know?
Nice.
Yeah.
You'll love Download, too. But Danny Wimmer has some of the best festivals. Like, I do festivals all over the United States, UK, Europe. They know how to do it for the artists, for us, for everybody, like, to make people happy, just like you.
I'm happy, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, shout out the festivals. They make me happy. Danny Wimmer making me happy, you know?
There it is. I love it. And I love that you're here at Rockville. You're going to kill it at Sonic Temple.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.